everybody talks about AI.
Right.
But I think it is overutilized. Because there's a lot of noise, and
True
very
that.
few signals. Look,
Got it.
India is built on BPOs, Shreyas. Okay.
True.
So what is the BPO? People plus tools.
Hmm.
You have tools, and you're putting people to reach to certain
Right.
outcome.
True.
So this people is going to be replaced with AI. Plus tools plus process equal to new age BPO. India, there are still people who can't read, who can't write. They still have, but they have mobile phones.
Right.
And people, I saw a lot of people who don't send messages on WhatsApp, but audio notes.
True.
This is the audio notes. So voice is going to be the interface for all these people.
Kind of data going to the hands of advertisers, and even more scary is that going in the hands of hackers or someone else who's kind of trying to use it for wrong purposes. How do you think this entire piece is going to turn?
The guardrails, the caching, the how you are sharing the data to the external models or anything. There should be policy, there should be regulation around it, and make sure that they are implemented properly, or else it's going to be a mess.
True.
It's going to be
True.
whatever,
Completely agree.
whatever we say. आज भी लोग बोलते हैं यार Instagram मेरा सुन रहे भाई सुन रहे.
Actually, मैं सुन रहा हूं, and I've had proof of that.
Yeah, सुन रहे. But what are you doing? What is the Instagram doing? What is the regulations are doing? Like people got used to it.
Yes.
But if you talk about privacy, the first thing Facebook, Google, they know everything about me. So they are used to it. So this is going to happen with this too.
Welcome back to this exciting episode of Fintech Ki Baat. We have with us today Mr. Suman Gandham, founder and CEO of Possible.ai. You just watched our first part. If you haven't, just please go. There will be links somewhere here. Just go and check it out. Suman has shared his amazing experience of building almost 5+ experience for the last couple of decades, and he's talked about multiple learnings you should definitely watch. And once you watch, come back. We will be here waiting for you. Having said that, let's dive in. Thank you so much for doing this, Suman. It has been a very interesting conversation so far.
Same here. Thanks for that, Shreyas.
Great. So, ready to dive into the next segment, Fintech Ki Baat?
Done. Dhanda is everything.
Perfect. Indeed. And with that, right, before we dive in, Fintech Ki Baat is all about, understanding what's happening in on your side of the business, since you're building AI for BFSI, which is a relatively fresh but one of the most happening segments in fintech right now. We'd love to hear everything that's cooking in the segment, and we're all ears for all your insights. But before we get into it, just a quick question, right? What's the origin story of the name Possible.ai?
Sorry?
What's the origin story of the name Possible.ai?
Okay, so the hardest thing is like naming your startup.
Indeed.
And after doing so many startups, right? If you look at if you look at all my names, like Let Me Call You, Talks.io, Host.io, Casio, right? So for me, I don't put much of an effort in naming the startup. Okay, I ask few friends and in my network and connections, they are, dude, I'm trying to build this. Give me a few names which you think is good, and then I see the domain, and if it's good, I get it. And that's how I go for it. For me, so Possible, I was brainstorming on multiple things and everything, and I thought like I was talking to someone and like, dude, and on AI and everything, like they said, with AI everything is possible.
True.
Right? And that's how I started looking at the whole multiple things of permutation and combination of Possible, and then I found this, and then also it is true, right? And I want this to be a sector agnostic, right? Okay, I'm doing it
Understood.
for fintech, and I'll do it for fintech and BFSI. But my first product is AI voice agents, right? And everybody's suggesting something like related to voice. But I want to be, it's agnostic, whatever product you build. And whatever product you build, because I'm building voice agents right now. I'm getting into video KYC. I want to get into end-to-end AI lending solution using AI and everything, right? So
Of course.
I'm trying to make these possible. Then it's possible. That's how the name came up.
I think that's really interesting and one of the most unique ways I've heard a product being named so far, and not even underplaying it. Having said that, let's get into what's happening in the sector, right? AI for fintech, from my understanding, and I could be completely off the mark. It's seems to be pretty nascent. A lot of people are building many in the early days. I think a year back, you used to see a lot of RAG models coming in, based on top of what do you say, databases they have built, talking about we'll help you understand the agreements or insurance policies, or we'll help you understand your key statements of lending. And then there was always the use case of building ML models to enhance your underwriting experiences. But that's all I've heard so far, apart from a few custom GPT models being built specifically to answer customer queries and chatbots, of course. But what's new? What's the depth that you guys are getting into, and what's happening in the sector? Over to you.
Let's AI everywhere now. Okay, everybody talks about AI.
Right.
But I think it is overutilized. Because there's a lot of noise, and very few signals. Okay, and in a country like India, right, where cost, pricing, everything comes before anything, right? So how whoever wants to implement AI in any vertical, okay, the first thing they are saying is like how can this cut cost in any segment or any vertical or anything. Because when coming to tech, right, when coming to banking, BFSI, fintech, India is way above any country. There's no doubt about it. Whether it can be UPI, the better experience we get from the banks and everything. But when coming to AI, right, AI on the consumer facing through B2B, it's not much of an impact, right? Everybody is looking at how I can build for B2B, where they will reduce the flow or reduce the cost, save the time, and improve the process is the only thing they are looking at.
True.
Right, and that's what's happening. Everybody's focusing on sectors which are lucrative, which can be implemented faster. So BFSI is something where there are a lot of problems, a lot of solutions can be built around. So everybody's focusing on BFSI.
True.
Right? But again, there is a lot of noise. There's no proper implementation still, including I'll say voice. And everybody, like I said, everybody is building voice because there is a low-hanging fruit, even for me. But I see that nobody even scratched 1% of what is voice AI, right? And people are doing POCs left and right, and even the companies which we talk to, there's not a single company or a single entity who said no. Right? Who said no? They want to implement. They want to do a POC. They want to implement because they see the value out of it.
Of course,
value out of it. But again, there is a lot of people building this. So instead of people fighting on the tech or improvement of the voice and everything, people started thinking on let's fight on the pricing. Let's fight on the pricing. Yeah. तो 8 रुपए दे रहे मैं 6 में दूंगा, 6 में दे रहे 2 में दूंगा. कल मैं किसी को देखा वो 1 रुपए में दे रहा है, वो 1 रुपए में
commoditize हो जाएगा.
For 1 rupee you can't even per minute you can't even do. It's a pure math. Either you're burning investors' money or you're doing a local SLM build, which is the very bad experience for you and for the customers who you're facing.
Exactly.
So we are very clear on that. We want to use the right tech and everything, and right quality, right product, where the end customers of our customers are really happy and getting it.
Understood.
So as the title says, धंधे की बात, यार धंधा तब बनेगा when you are selling the product which is hot and happening at the right price.
Exactly.
But everybody is like, यार मुझे तो customer लेके आना है, logo लेके आना है, उसी के चक्कर में पड़े हुए सब.
True. Let me take a pause right here. I want to kind of go slightly on a tangent, but on a related note. So when we are talking about the current landscape that's happening, specifically in BFSI, where multiple entities are coming in and there are price wars that are just about to, just started off, right? As you said. And you rightly pointed out, right? Some people are doing local SLM models, small language models, versus there are people who are building custom LLMs to kind of deal with it. What approach, and this can get a bit technical, I think audience would love to hear this. What is the current right approach, not from a business perspective, but from a tech perspective, to solve the problems that the BFSI industry is facing? A custom LLM or an open source LLM versus an SLM. How does that work? What are you doing? If you can talk about it.
To get into this, there are LLMs for everything, right? There's an LLM for coding, design, PowerPoint, generic LLMs and everything. But when you're going on the vertical specific, right? If you want to build a custom LLM or an SLM, okay, whatever you say, you are not building for the vertical, but you are building for that company.
Okay.
Right? You're going to ICICI and saying that I'll build an SLM for you with all the data you have. But that's ICICI. So what about other institutions? Right? So
True.
When you go deeper into, same like Claude or Lovable or Replit, you go to one of them and you say, Python or Node.js, create me anything. Okay, you're not just Claude is not for Node.js or only for Node.js. It can churn out in any language, right? To any code.
True.
The same way, if you're building an SLM, it should churn out. It should work for any models the model should work out for any use cases or anything. But most of the people, when they're saying, I will build an internal LLM, I'll build an SLM for the verticals. You do not have the data because the data belongs to the entities. So you're building on that data.
Got it. And if I may pause you here, when someone in this space says I'll build an LLM for you, I'm assuming they are not going to build an LLM grounds up, but going to repurpose the LLM that are available in the open source of OpenAI or any other models and train it on the data that the organization is going to give.
Yes. So when someone is saying like I'm going to build, very interesting use case I was thinking, sometimes I tinker and everything. I was like, how about getting all the circulars of RBI?
Interesting.
And build a SLM. And any fintech can, instead of going through the PDFs and everything, just talk to the model and ask whatever based on the circulars. Whether it can be on the KYC, whether it can be on the lending, whether it can be on the cooperative banks, whether it can be, because when I was doing the cooperative bank, the amount of circulars is like crazy. So I have to find the right. I have to read the whole thing out. Why not get all the RBI circulars, which is in public thing, and build an LLM? That is the right SLM model, right? So that is one thing. And if you are saying that I'm going to build an SLM or a model for you based on the fraud detection, based on your data, then there is a data of ICICI.
Right.
So these things, a specific vertical specific, will happen only when you have access to the vast data of everyone to run the models on.
Understood. So as per your current current perspective, given the market situation, what is the right approach to take for, let's say, the current problems related to KYC or customer service that these organizations are facing or trying to use AI to solve? Is it just a simple SLM, or it could be an LLM plus a custom trained this thing?
So it can be generic LLM, trained on the use case of the customer.
Got it.
Okay. So either you can totally depend on the generic LLM based on the use case, or you can put a middle layer of SLM. Whatever the data you are getting from the customer, you can start caching it, build a memory layer, which itself can be an SLM for fintech or BFSI.
Okay. So that would be a nested approach, right? You are creating a secondary SLM layer and a primary LLM layer that works for the deeper queries. Okay.
So
interesting.
If you see the use cases, right, like you said, KYC. Right? You are talking to one of the customer and say like, dude, I have a drop off in my KYC. I want to call the customer. I want to reach out to the customer and understand why he dropped off. And you train the agent in such a way that whatever problem he is facing should be solved by the agent.
Understood.
Right? When you do this, when you find like thousands of errors, prompts, and everything, what you are helping the customer, it is itself becoming an SLM for KYC, right?
Okay, yeah. Understood.
If we don't save any customer data, PII data, we don't save anything. So once you remove that, this is a generic LLM for issues of KYC.
Understood. And then it automatically starts solving those issues based on what it has learned in that cycle.
Then you don't have to train the agents. You don't have to train. It's a pure vertical focus, use case specific, and not just the use case, but in multiple, right? So if you see mostly the LLMs or AI which can be on the consumer side, on the B2B side, one is on the fraud detection, one is on the regulation and compliance, one is on the customer support, and process and flow of any use case.
Right.
Whether it can be lending, whether it can be collections, whether it can
Understood. So if we were to, let's say, kind of from a customer's perspective, right, from an end customer's perspective, if you were to visualize an AI-powered video KYC journey, how would that look?
So AI-powered video KYC, it will be more, RBI is already doing it. Okay, they're talking to a few customers and everything. Right now, when a customer, the bandwidth of because the person who have to do a video KYC with the end user, okay, should be on the payroll of the regulated entity.
Right.
So you have to see the bandwidth, you have to see you have to see the availability and everything. But with AI, once a video KYC request has come, it can be done immediately. And it can, because in video KYC there are two things. One is maker and one is checker. So maker spends the time on doing the video KYC, and checker is checking on the video KYC, authorizing. And the AI can be done instead of the human. The AI can help the end user on asking the questions on the video KYC. Show your PAN, show your signature, and if there is any issues, the AI agent itself can help the user to do it in right way. And once the video KYC is done, it can make the checker life easier, but annotating the right place where you have to check it.
Understood. So if I were to kind of break it down, when you're talking about the video KYC journey, the maker and the checker process, the checker will essentially still be a human element, and the maker could essentially be an AI. And that is something that RBI is currently okay with and exploring.
Yes, they opened the sandbox for a few companies.
Okay, understood. Amazing. So I think that is one good step in right direction.
Yeah.
So also just a quick question. I know it's getting a bit technical. Excuse me if it gets too technical, right? Wanted to understand when you are hitting this piece, right? Specifically the maker piece, when essentially you're asking the AI bot is essentially asking customers to show their PAN card or their Aadhaar card or whatever else is required. Is this agent essentially capable of parsing the details and hitting the API on the back end to kind of verify whether this PAN is valid or not, basis a name check and the PAN verification data?
Yes, it's a multi-modal. When we are talking about, right, there are multiple agents working together to come to an outcome.
Got it. So this would also have an execution capability, not just OCR and output.
Yes. Okay. And that's where the whole world is going to be, Shreyas. Right now we are talking about the pricing, right? Pricing, permanent pricing, per seat pricing. But the world is going towards outcome. And when all the multi-agents working together hand in hand and reach out to an outcome, that's where the outcome model pricing will come up, and it's going to be it's going to stay.
Amazing. Understood. So I think this is pretty clear. Which other processes, like if you would want to kind of elaborate on the product suite that you have built from a BFSI perspective?
So right now we are working on AI voice agents, okay, and along simultaneously we are building AI video KYC solution. So we want to use both of this as a bundle to reach to certain outcome. And our vision of the thing is like, because like I told you, right, in lending, if you see, there are 10 or 11 steps: lead generation, lead qualification, lead enrichment, eligibility, underwriting, onboarding or KYC, disbursement.
Right.
And after that, onboarding call, EMI reminders, collection calls, loan closure.
Right.
Okay. With voice and video, we are covering around 60 to 70% of the journey. So what is left? Underwriting and eligibility.
Got
So we want to build on top of that. So we want to do the whole AI lending end-to-end solution. Like lending became digital lending, now the digital lending will be AI lending. So we want to be on the forefront of doing this. So it's not, we are not, Possible is not just an AI voice agent startup. We are having a bigger vision and bigger.
Understood. No, I think that is really interesting that we spoke about that. And what I wanted to kind of understand from a lending perspective, if we are willing to deep dive a bit more into that. So the 11 to 12 steps that you explained, right? What I'm really curious to understand, and you slightly did touch upon it, is which of those steps are the most difficult to kind of automate with AI, and how essentially would you kind of plan to do that, since you're planning to build an end-to-end AI lending suite for this use case? Which would be the toughest step, and how would you kind of plan to build for
underwriting?
Underwriting.
Because you have to be aligned with the regulation and compliance. You have to be aligned with the underwriting models of the entity, the BFSI, and so underwriting is one thing, and also combining the whole journey itself is kind of a tricky, because Shreyas, we are walking on a thin line where the thin line is regulation and compliance.
True.
Right?
True.
So whatever we are building, whatever we are doing, we should be compliant, and it should be approved by the entities, regulated entities, right? And everybody have their own thing. Unless you start working and building this for 4 or 5 or 6 customers in a bigger space, you will not be you'll not be streamlining the whole process, because everybody have their own thing. Everybody has their own stuff.
Got
right?
it. Got it.
So there is a reason we are saying, I'm not reaching out to your existing customers for lending, right? Give me who you are not able to cater, and I'll convert them into your customers.
Understood. So in this, I think the biggest question that kind of comes not only just from the regulator, but also from the institutes, organizations adopting this, as well as the customer, is the explainability of the outcomes that these LLMs give, right? So how would essentially, have you figured out a way to kind of say, if you are saying these are the customers that you should underwrite, which you were not underwriting earlier, basis these parameters, how would you be able to explain that?
We haven't reached that stage at first. Okay? We haven't reached that stage yet of underwriting. Okay? It's too early for that. We haven't even got it. But what we are seeing here is like, we are talking to multiple customers, and they're spending a lot of money on getting leads and customers.
Right.
So like 2,000 rupees, you know how the customer acquisition cost in this, right? So you're generating leads, but because of bandwidth issue, process issue, you're not able to even cater to I have few customers who are not able to cater to 40% of the leads they generated.
Right.
So with AI and flow and process, I'm saying the leads which are stagnated, which you are not catering, I'm going to convert them into your customers. This is the
process
outcome I'm bringing it for you.
Understood. I think that is a great starting point. But coming back to that question, right, and just want to dig a bit deeper, right? Do you think it's in a realm of possibility in the next couple of years to be able to create solutions that would give you that explainability?
Very much. People are already talking about outcomes. Okay, I'm spending so much money on per minute for I'm talking about voice, right? Yeah, dude, I'm spending certain amount of money per minute and doing thousands of calls. Where is the outcome?
Right.
That will come, right? So at the end of the day, everything is moving as an outcome model.
Got it.
Look, India is built on BPOs, Shreyas. Okay.
True.
So what is the BPO? People plus tools. You have tools. and you're putting people to reach to certain
Right.
outcome.
True.
So this people is going to be replaced with AI plus tools plus process equal to new age BPO of outcome.
Understood. No, definitely. I think that makes sense, right? That's a logical evolution given this thing comes in. People won't completely be sidelined, but the numbers would be reduced, and this entire process would essentially be something that optimizes the front layer of it.
It's like, when everybody thought that computer will come and replace the whole typewriters and everything. So they replace the typewriters, but the people are still there, right?
The typists were still there. They were just typing on the computers. Yeah. Exactly. Fair enough. I think this brings us to the next sub-segment of the Fintech Ki Baat, which is called Explain It To Me Like I'm a 5-year-old. It is essentially where we kind of pick up a really over-jargonized term and try to explain it to people in layman's language. Having said that, right, I have a couple of things in my mind, topics in my mind. You can pick one and we can go in that direction and you can try to explain it to our audience.
Done.
The first one is a bit broader. It's AI for BFSI, right? We already talked a lot about it. You can probably try to explain it in a way that people understand. We could also do something like LLM or SLM, or if you want to take a shot at agentic AI, we are open for that as well. So you pick something, and I think we are good to go with that.
Explain like an AI. Explain like, but it is like the hardest part for me.
Indeed, it is.
So if I had to choose this, then I will say agentic AI.
Perfect. Have a go at it. It's all yours.
Okay. So, the whole digital tech, from computers to laptops to iPads, iPhones and everything. We are using those tools to get things done.
Right.
Okay. For example, you have to buy something on Amazon. You are going to the website, logging in, choosing the right product, okay, and reading all the reviews, talking to your friends and family, and then you pay with your card. You get the product, right? With agentic AI, all this can be, build a process where you can just say, order me the same product which I ordered last month, and it will be done.
Okay. Including the payment.
Yes. Because you have the data, what you ordered. And if it's a new product, you don't have to do the reviews. It will give you the whole, the differentiation of the product and everything. The agent, just chat. Even now, ChatGPT, if you're a regular user and it knows the patterns of yours, it clearly tells you what kind of person you are, what are you doing, and everything. Right? So it knows. So it tells you what is the right product for you. I'm living in India, in this city, the temperature is so and so, and what is the right air condition for me? It reads the whole reviews, it reads the whole reviews from the city centric, the temperature centric, and it gives you 3 or 4 options, and you choose one, and it orders for you, it does for you. So that is what agentic AI is, right? Agentic AI is something which easy the process, streamline the process, and get things done for you.
Understood. Perfect. I think that was very well explained, and that captures the essence of it, I feel. So thank you so much for doing that. Having said that, right, let's move on to one of the most viewed segment that we have so far, and a lot of audiences kind of are very keen on understanding these. It essentially talks about the macroeconomic impact, the impact on the economy at large on the solutions from the solutions that you're building. So this is more like a thought experiment where we'll essentially we are trying to understand how would let's say Indian economy, multiple aspects, multiple indicators be impacted, given that the solution that you are building ultimately via your customers reaches, let's say, 30% of India's population, who are the end customers of your customers. So would you want to take a shot at it and talk about how that would impact?
India, there are still people who can't read, who can't write. They still have, but they have mobile phones.
Right.
And people, I saw a lot of people who don't send messages on WhatsApp, but audio notes.
True.
This is the audio notes. So voice is going to be the interface for all these people.
Indeed.
Okay. Earlier, where you have to find a phone number of a customer customer service of a company, you have to find a phone number. You have to call them. You have to explain the situation and everything. That moved into doing it on the apps or on the web and everything. So, but all these people who really want to be have a voice, they're going to get a new voice through AI.
True.
Okay, whether on the customer complaints, customer service, whether getting things done. Earlier, people don't know how to order on Amazon. Even people don't know how to order on Amazon. AI is going to be that interface, and voice is going to be the interface for most of the people. So whatever we are building on voice right now is we are building for B2B. Okay, and we are still there are a lot of things going to happen through voice, which will reach the B2C segments. The underserved people going to have a lot of power, a lot of things to happen. For example, a mother of a friend, right? They are traveling, and she is interacting with ChatGPT with voice and sharing that data to the travel agent on this is what I want, this is the itinerary what I want, and everything.
Oh wow!
Right?
That is empowering, right?
Yeah, and she's not even tech savvy. So just imagine people who can't even read and write getting things done through AI.
Right.
Okay.
No.
It will happen. It will happen.
Got it. I think overall, from what you said, right, and what I could gather, if we talk about how it could impact the economy at large, I think it would drive consumption upwards, and by significantly, because these are the people who are currently either using help, asking for help to go to a nearby shop or someone who's tech savvy around them to kind of say, "Yaar, beta ye kar do, beta wo kar do," yeah, all of those things, and now they have that level of assistance directly on the device, and they just have to press a button and talk, and things will happen, right? Once agentic AI becomes mainstream in the next year or so, and I think that will probably show you a significant uptick. And please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just trying to speculate here. That can essentially result in a significant uptick in consumption and overall expenditure, per capita expenditure that comes from it. Am I correct to assume that?
Totally. It's not only on the in the consumption part of in the products and everything. The consumption of the content will be huge.
Oh, okay.
I will say tier 3, tier 4, they still depend on radios. Okay, TVs. They don't read newspapers. Okay. And just imagine all the headlines to you told by an AI. You don't have to wait for newspaper. You don't have to wait for radio and everything, because people are now. Okay, you can say, okay, that's what YouTube is doing, right? That's what most of the channels are doing, right? But again, there will be a huge consumption of data, huge consumption of content with AI.
True. I think this just brings me to the natural next question. Given that so many people will be exposed to AI front ends, mostly through mediums like Gemini or ChatGPT, or whichever is available for free for this segment at least, how do you think the personal data is safe, and accessed by these organizations and used? Currently, for example, ChatGPT has a paid model, but I'm like, if you ask certain questions to ChatGPT about yourself, it is scary accurate, right? So that kind of data going to the hands of advertisers, and even more scary is that going in the hands of hackers or someone else who's kind of trying to use it for wrong purposes. How do you think this entire piece is going to turn out?
That even before going in general, right? I will talk about BFSI and Fintech.
Right.
Everybody, the first question: what about the data localization, data regulation, compliance, and everything, right? So what we do is that we mask the PI2 data, the personal identifier data, and we mask the data, and we try as much as not to give the personal data to the LLMs or stuff, right? But again, on a bigger scale, it's self-regulation is very important for any company,
True.
right? Look at Facebook. What happened with the Cambridge Analytics issue?
Right.
They say that they want, but there is always the risk of thing. But how we are implementing the guardrails, right? The guardrails, the caching, the how you are sharing the data to the external models or anything. This there should be policy. There should be regulation around it, and make sure that they are implemented properly, or else it's going to be a mess.
True.
It's going to be
true.
Whatever we say. आज भी लोग बोलते हैं यार Instagram मेरा सुन रहे भाई सुन रहे.
Actually मैं सुन रहा है, and I've had proof of that.
Yeah, सुन रहे. But what are you doing? What is the Instagram doing? What is the regulations are doing? Like people got used to it.
Yes.
But if you talk about privacy, the first thing Facebook, Google, they know everything about me. So they are used to it. So this is going to happen with this too. People will be like, AI को सब कुछ जानता है. So either people get used to it, but my data is okay. Everybody knows my data and everything, or you have to learn from the from the failures of likes of Instagram, Facebook, and everything, and make sure that doesn't repeat in the AI, in the models, in everything.
True. I think that is very well put, and I think this will probably develop into two types of users. One we see, which is essentially 80-90% of the public करेंगे ठीक है क्या ही कर लेंगे, मतलब मैं क्या खरीदता हूँ जान के क्या ही कर लेंगे, तो ऐड दे दो ठीक है मेरे को फ्री में यूज करने मिल रहा है, they are fine. And then there is a second set of very conscious users who are like, will go to every site, download the software to delete the data from all the sites, send out emails to sites saying कि मेरा data delete कर दो, all of those things. So वो set एक रहेगा, and that behavior will I think translate into these kind of things कि if you maybe a business model wherein already ChatGPT has, if you are using it for free, then they are selling the data to ads, and if you're paying it, maybe they are selling it less. Something like that could come out.
Yeah, look, in 2011, I think. No, 2011 or 2012. I had my first 2010. I had my first smartphone,
right,
which was gifted to me by Google. It's called Nexus.
Right. The first Nexus 4?
Google haven't bought Android yet. They were in the first early stages. Right? When I thought about dude, this is going to be crazy. Because those days I was ideating something called one startup called Park by SMS. So you park your car. In Europe, you park your car, you find a machine, you put the coins and you do. You bring the ticket and you put in the car. So I was living in Barcelona, a lot of beaches and everything. So I thought about why not build a solution where you park and pay by SMS. Those days the smartphones were not there.
Right.
So I was building the solution. I did one of the pilots with Ibiza. The mayor of Ibiza is a friend and everything. So I did it, the pilot, but it didn't work out because the network operators wants 90% of the revenue.
Oh, the SMS.
SMS. So you send an SMS, the money will be deducted from your prepaid credits or postpaid in the bill. So whatever you bill them, the network operators want 90% of that. So the municipality is not okay. My business model didn't work out. And then came the smartphones. So I built an app called Park by SMS.
Okay.
And I went to people and I asked them, will you be okay to put your credit card on the app? 100 out of 100 said no. Are you crazy? How can I put my credit card on this app? I don't know you. What will happen to my credit card? Now tell me, is there any person who doesn't have their UPI or credit card added to any app?
Almost everyone who uses a smartphone will have a payment mechanism. True.
That's what's going to happen. This is a perfect example. My personal example. 100 of 100, they're like, no, we will not put our credit card. Our money will go.
Slow desensitization is probably what's going to happen. Right? Makes sense. No, I think that is indeed I think what can be expected, and thank you for sharing that experience. I know this brings me to brings me to the last question of the day, and it's albeit a bit stupid, but I love to ask this to anyone who's building in AI, right? Being someone who's an enthusiast of kind of tinkering with AI models, when do you think uh, will we actually get practical AGI, working AGI? How far is it? Do you think it's a year away, 5 years away, a decade away?
Look, the landscape is changing so fast, right?
True. Mm-hmm.
The landscape, when you see the AGI for end users, you mean?
For general use, I mean,
Yeah.
be it accessibility is a different question, but existence of that, I'm assuming it still doesn't exist in a form.
Look, the landscaping is changing so much, and everything is under wraps so far. And people likes of Google, Apple will be in the forefront of building AGI because
True.
they have the customers, they have the distribution, they have people there, they have the data there, right? And so I think something will come up very soon. I'll put it like 3 years or less, or I may be wrong.
Oh wow. I think that is the sentiment that I'm getting from a lot of people building an AI tools at less than half a decade away. Super excited for it. And having said that, I think this brings us to the end. Thank you so much, Suman, for doing this episode. It has been really insightful, and I got to kind of we got to learn a lot about AI, what's happening in the BFSI segment at the intersection of AI and BFSI. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for hosting. It's really nice talking to you. We'll catch up.
It's always a
sometime.
pleasure. Yes, definitely.
Bye-bye.
All right.